study about the development of dicot embryo. In last lecture, we can study the post-fertilization change. Post-fertilization changes include the development of endosperm. They can also study in last lecture. Today we study the post-fertilization changes, that is called as the development of dicot embryo. Development of dicot embryo include the special term that is called as a embryogenesis. What is embryogenesis? The development of embryo in the ovule is called as a embryogenesis. The embryogenesis takes place towards the micropylar end of the embryo sac. Now let's study the development of dicotyledon embryo, for example in Simpson. Here the development of embryo start from the zygote, and zygote is a product of double fertilization. That is, zygote form wall around it to form oospore. Such a oospore transversely divided, that is undergo mitotic division to form two-celled proembryo. Two-celled proembryo contain two cells. Larger basal cell towards the micropylar end is also called as a suspensor initial cell. Another is a small cell which is called as a embryonal initial cell or terminal cell or apical cell. This is a two-celled proembryo, that is unequal division. One is larger cell and the other is smaller cell is formed. Such a larger basal cells divides transfer division, that is undergo mitosis to form basal cells, two cells formed by basal cells, 1 and 2. Then another cell, that is tetrad stage. Such a stage is called as a tetrad stage because four-celled T-shaped proembryo, that is, this is the small embryonal cell, undergo another division that is called as a longitudinal division. Such a longitudinal division, due to longitudinal division, basal cell undergo transfer division to form two cells formed by basal cell, and embryonal cell undergo longitudinal division to form tetrad stage of four-celled T-shaped proembryo is formed. Such a terminal cells divide again longitudinally. आपण पहिल्यांदाच इथे बघितलेलं आहे. The form two cells formed by basal cells and divides transversely to form haustorium. Haustorium is also called as a vesicular cell. What is haustorium or vesicular cell? It is a last cell of suspensor towards the embryonal cell, haustorial or vesicular cell, and another cell is called as a hypophysis. That haustorial cell and hypophysis, two are the suspensor cells, but haustorium is a first cell of suspensor towards micropylar end. Such a first cell of suspensor towards the micropylar end become enlarged in size. जो तुम्हारे enlarged झालेली दिसते आहे, that is first cell of suspensor towards the micropylar end or micropylar large cell is become swollen. They are large in size to form haustorium or vesicular cell. The last cell of suspensor is called hypophysis. It is present towards the embryo cell. Then let's study about what is the suspensor. Such a suspensor is formed by with the help of terminal cells divide longitudinally. Due to longitudinal division, many row of cells is formed. Such a row of cell is called as a suspensor. Suspensor contains the 6 to 10 cells of long suspensor. What is the function of suspensor? Suspensor push the developing embryo deep into the endosperm for better nourishment of embryo. Therefore, such a hypophysis, that is last cell of suspensor toward the embryonal cell, gives rise to radicle and root cap after development, when in such a cases the quadrant stage is formed. Such a quadrant stage that undergo transfer division to form octant stage. ते आपल्याला बघायचं की ऑक्टन स्टेज कशी तयार होते. त्याच्या अगोदर टर्मिनल सेल्स ऑफ द प्रोएम्ब्रियो डिवाइड्स व्हर्टिकली at right angle to first to form quadrant stage. Such a quadrant stage undergo transfer division to form octant stage. Therefore, octant stage means 8 cells are formed. Such a suspensor attach the globular mass of octant stage. Such a octant stage contain the 8 cells. Such a 8 cells arranged in 2 tiers of each other. म्हणजे 8 सेल इथे तयार झालेले आहेत, त्या 2 टायर मध्ये अरेंज झालेले आहेत. आता आपल्याला इथे ऑक्टन स्टेज आपण इंडर्ज करून काढलेली आहे. इन सच अ ऑक्टन स्टेज लोअर टायर्स called as a hypobasal cells. म्हणजे लोअर मोस्ट टायर, व्हॉट इज लोअर मोस्ट टायर आपण इथे लिहिले द हायपोबेसल सेल्स नियर टू सस्पेन्सर ऑफ मायक्रोपायलर ऑक्टन. तर सस्पेन्सरला नियर असणारी म्हणजे आपण इथं बघतो त्याला सस्पेन्सरला नियर असणारी ही बाजू आहे दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ हायपोबेसल सेल्स नियर द सस्पेन्सर ऑफ मायक्रोपायलर ऑक्टन असं त्याला म्हणले. द हायपोबेसल सेल्स फॉर्म hypocotyle and radical. It is a function of hypobasal cells. Then second tier is called as upper or terminal epibasal cells. There are two tiers also form two cotyledons and plumule. Therefore the function of epibasal cells to form two cotyledons in dicot and one cotyledon in monocot and also plumule is formed. Then such a cells of octon divides by periclinal division to form 6-celled globular embryo. जो ग्लोब्युलर एम्ब्रियो तयार होतो 8 सेल पासून 16 सेल तो तयार होईल. त्याचे ग्लोब्युलर एम्ब्रियो इज फॉर्म. सच अ ग्लोब्युलर एम्ब्रियो कंटेन आउटर लेयर, मिडल लेयर and inner layer. Outer layer is called as a protoderm or dermatogen. Such a outer layer, protoderm or dermatogen, produce epidermis. Middle layer is called as a periplate or ground meristem to form vascular stand, and inner layer is called as a pleurome or procambium which form the cortex and pith. Therefore, cells of upper tier of octon divides in several planes. आता या octon मधले upper cell चे टायर वेगवेगळ्या several division मध्ये जाणार आहे and to form हार्ट शेप्ड प्रोएम्ब्रियो और हार्ट शेप्ड एम्ब्रियो. बघा इथे हार्ट शेप्ड स्ट्रक्चर आपल्याला दिसते. ग्लोब्युलर एम्ब्रियो इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू हार्ट शेप्ड एम्ब्रियो. इन हार्ट शेप्ड एम्ब्रियो कंटेन two lateral cotyledons and terminal plumule. In such a cases the enlargement of hypocotyle and cotyledons result in curvature of embryo. हे enlargement cotyledon मध्ये आणि hypocotyle मध्ये झाल्यामुळं ह्या हार्ट शेप्ड एम्ब्रियोला कर्वेचर येणार आहे. ड्यू टू सच अ कर्वेचर द फायनली फुल्ली डेव्हलप्ड डायकॉट एम्ब्रियो शो लाईक दिस and such a development, such a type of embryo become horseshoe shaped embryo. In such a horseshoe shaped embryo suspensor is present, radicle is present over the suspensor, two cotyledons are present and plumule is also present. Therefore it is most important characteristics of dicot embryo. Another characteristics of dicot embryo is two lateral cotyledons and terminal plumule. बघा परत एकदा आपण महत्त्वाचा भाग बघतोय. Two lateral cotyledons in case of dicot embryo, two lateral cotyledons and terminal plumule is present. Therefore such a type of development is called as a dicot development. In case of dicot embryo is developed, first they become globular, then they become heart shaped and finally they become horseshoe shaped having two cotyledons in dicot. That is they are present in the lateral position. Cotyledons are present in the lateral position and plumule is present in terminal position. The development of monocot embryo is similar to dicot embryo but they are same up to the octon stage. म्हणजे dicot embryoचा डेव्हलपमेंट आणि मोनोकॉट एम्ब्रियोची डेव्हलपमेंट कुठपर्यंत सारखी असणार आहे? octon stage पर्यंत सारखी आहे. मगाशी आपण बघितलं. They are same up to the octon stage. But after octon stage, the single cotyledon is present at the terminal position and plumule in lateral position. मगाशी आपण dicot मध्ये काय बघितलं? In case of dicot, cotyledons are present in the lateral position and plumule is present in the terminal position. Monocot मध्ये ही प्रोसेस उलटी घडतीये. In single cotyledon, monocot means single cotyledon is formed. Single cotyledon present in the terminal position and plumule is present at the lateral position. See the diagram. Suspensor is present, then radicle is present, hypogotyle is shown and only single cotyledon is present and plumule is present laterally. This is the diagram of developed monocot embryo. Radicle display, then terminal position cotyledon, single cotyledon is present and lateral plumule is also developed. This is about the development of dicot and monocot. But in case of monocot, only one cotyledon is present. That such a cotyledon is single shield shaped cotyledon, which is called as a scutellum. Such a scutellum contain the plumule is covered with the protective covering that is called as a coleoptile and radicle covered with the protective covering that is called as a coleorhiza. In this lecture we have studied about the seed and fruit development. Last lecture we have studied about the development of dicot embryo and monocot embryo. After fertilization, ovule is converted into seed and ovary is converted into fruit. ovary is converted into 2 integuments, and such integuments after fertilization is converted into seed coat. Outer integument is converted into hard seed coat, that is called as a testa, and inner integument is converted to thin and papery seed coat called as a tegument. Therefore, outer seed coat is called as a testa and inner seed coat is called as a tegument. In some cases or some angiospermic plant, nucellus present in the ovary which are persistent in some genera, for example black pepper and beetle. Therefore, nucellus persists in some species of some genera in angiosperm, that is black pepper and beet. They are specially formed, and it is exceptional cases in the ovary. It is called as a perisperm. What is perisperm? The nucellus in the ovary which are persist in some genera, not in all genera. For example, black pepper and beet, that is called as a perisperm. The seed is a product of after fertilization, ovules are converted into seed. Such a seed is divided into two types: albuminous seeds or endospermic seed. Second one is called as a ex-albuminous seed or non-endospermic seed. The example of albuminous seed is castor, coconut and maize, especially monocot. Ex-albuminous seeds or non-endospermic seed, the example is pea, bean, that is dicot plant. Let's see about the what is ex-albuminous seed, or it is also called as a non-endospermic seed. Why it is called as a non-endospermic seed? Because in such a type of seed, endosperm is totally consumed by developing embryo. जे developing embryo हा पूर्ण endosperm वापरतो. आणि what is endosperm? What is the function of endosperm? Endosperm provides the nourishment of embryo. हे nourishment देता देता endosperm पूर्ण संपून जातो. म्हणून त्याला आपण नाव काय दिले? Ex-albuminous seeds or non-endospermic seed. Let's see again what is ex-albuminous seeds. The endosperm is totally consumed or totally used for the development of embryo. In such a seed, endosperm is absent, that is called as a non-endospermic seed or ex-albuminous seed. See the diagram of a bean seed, that is dicot seed hai. They are shown in the vs. Upper part is called as epicotyle, hypocotyle, radical. Two cotyledons are present in dicot hai म्हणून. Then seed coat is present on all structure is called as a embryo. What is albuminous seeds or endospermic seed? In such a type of seed, endosperm is present. So, it is called as an endospermic seed. What is the definition of albuminous seed or endospermic seed? The definition of albuminous seed or endospermic seed is the endosperm is partially used for development of embryo during seed development or seed germination. Such a endosperm present in such a albuminous seed is called as a endospermic seed or albuminous seed. Endosperm is present. Therefore, they are called as albuminous seed. See the example of maize seed, that is called as a monocot. This is a maize seed. What is the specialized characteristics of maize seed? Seed coat and fruit wall are fused together to form a special structure that is called as a hull. Then allelon layer is present, endosperm is very large, and there is a single sheet-shaped cotyledon. Single cotyledon is present, which is called as a scutellum. Plumule is covered by protective covering, that is called as a coleoptile, and radicle is covered by the protective covering, that is called as a coleorhiza. Then this is the conversion of ovule into the seed, that is endospermic and non-endospermic seed. Then micropyle is also present in the seed. Such a micropyle, what is the function of a micropyle? Micropyle allow the entry of water inside the seed during the germination. In fruit wall, ovary is converted into fruit. हे आपल्याला बघायचं आहे. Ovary is converted into fruit and fruit walls are converted into epicarp. जे आपण 11वीला बघितले. The epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Ovary is converted into fruit to form the wall layer, fruit wall layer, that is called as a pericarp. Ovary, after fertilization, ovary is converted into fruit to form fruit wall layer, and such a fruit wall layer is called as a pericarp. Pericarp is divided into three parts or three fruit walls. In case of fleshy food, for example mango, coconut, etc., pericarp is divided into three layers. Outermost is called as a epicarp, middle one is called as a mesocarp, and inner one is called as a endocarp. Such a three layers only present in the fleshy fruit. Other fruits, such a three layers are not present. Only pericarp is present. That is the conversion of fertilization after ovary into the fruit. हे आपण भाग बघितलेला आहे. त्याचबरोबर आपल्याला अजून एक भाग इथे बघायचा आहे, तो म्हणजे मायक्रोपाईल रिजनचा आपण बघितला, पेरिकार्प बघितला. ही सगळी कन्वर्जन जी आहे तर आफ्टर फर्टिलायझेशन नंतर होणार आहे. तर बघा मी परत रिपीट करते. समरायचा फॉर्म: ओव्हरी इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू सीड आफ्टर फर्टिलायझेशन. But in some genera, nucellus in the ovary which are persist, which in case of black piper and beet, that is called as a perisperm. या termला perisperm म्हणलं जातं. Seeds are divided into two types, albuminous seed and ex-albuminous seeds. And then micropyle is used for absorption of water during seed germination, and fruit wall, that is ovary is converted into fruit and wall of the ovary is converted into fruit wall. Such a wall is collectively called as a pericarp, and in fleshy fruit like mango and coconut, pericarp is divided into three parts: epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Then what is the significance of seeds and fruit? There are special significance of seeds and fruits are. Let's study about the significance of fruit. What is the significance of fruit? First one is a fruit give or provide the nourishment to developing seed. एक म्हणजे फ्रूट हा नरिशमेंट पुरवतो डेव्हलपमेंटल स्टेजेसमध्ये सीड असताना. दुसरं फंक्शन फ्रूटचं म्हणजे fruit is most important for it give or protect the seeds as immature condition. हे फ्रूटचं दुसरं फंक्शन. सीडचं तिसरं फंक्शन आपल्याला बघायचं आहे सिग्निफिकन्स ऑफ सीड अँड फ्रूटमध्ये. सीड आर ॲक्ट्स ॲज अ important plant propagules or important propagated organ to develop the new plant. Therefore, seed and fruits play important role in the dispersion movement due to dispersal of seed in long distance. Therefore, there is a distribution of angiospermic fleeces in long distance. Third, another fifth one characteristics of the seed is dormancy. What is dormancy? The growth is temporarily suspended in the seed. Growth is temporarily suspended in a seed, which is called as a dormancy. It is also called as a metabolic activity of seed is temporarily suspended, or they will be stopped, or temporary suspension of growth is arrested, which is called as a dormancy. Mature seed and viable seed undergo dormancy period in suitable environmental condition, because in such a condition such a seeds or fruits are dispersed in longer distance for distribution of species. Such a viable seeds are germinate by passing unfavorable environmental condition or passing also favorable environmental condition, and they disperse long distance and their distribution of species takes place. This is about the dormancy of seed. We can also study the significance of seed and fruit. In next lecture we can study the last part of our chapter, that is called as apomixis, parthenocarpy and polymorphism. In last lecture we have studied about the formation of seed and fruit, and also study about the significance of seeds and fruit. Also see the dormancy. Then repeat the definition of dormancy. Dormancy is the temporary suspension of growth of seed or temporary arrest the growth of seed. It is called as a dormancy. Dormancy is a structural or physiological adaptive mechanism of seed is called as a dormancy, and such a dormancy period seed is survived. Therefore, dormancy is most important for to overcome the unfavorable environmental condition. Therefore, past the unfavorable environmental condition, the seed is germinate, that is called as a dormancy. We study about this one of the specialized mechanism that is called as a, or most of the important phenomenon called as a apomixis. In first lecture we can study about the apomixis means asexual reproduction. Apo means without and mixis means mixing. There is a without formation and fusion of male and female gamete. It is called as a asexual reproduction, that is called as a apomixis. Apomixis is a special phenomenon of formation of embryo or embryos under the act of asexual reproduction without formation of gametes and without the act of fertilization is called as a apomixis. In short term, what is apomixis? Apomixis means development of seed without fertilization is called as a apomixis, and such a formed seed is called as a apomictic seed. It is an unusual sexual reproduction because there is a no meiosis and there is a no syngamy. And in the previous lecture we can study about what is syngamy. Syngamy means one male gamete fuses with the egg to form diploid zygote. Therefore, there is a no syngamy, there is a no meiosis. Therefore, embryo is converted into ovule and ovary is converted into seeds. Therefore, the gametophytic organ or cell which take part to form embryo-like structure without fertilization, such a special type of mechanism or phenomenon is termed as a apogamy. Second special phenomenon is called as a apospory. What is apospory? 12 means double set of chromosome, that is diploid sporophytic cell is formed. Diploid sporophytic cell form diploid gametophyte, and such a diploid gametophyte undergo without meiosis Such a condition is called as a apospory. One of the special example of apospory is orange and mango. They show diploid sporophytic cell is converted into diploid gametophyte, and such a diploid gametophyte is formed without meiosis, that is called as a apospory. Such a apomixis is categorized into three categories. First one is called as a recurrent apomixis, second one is called as a non-recurrent apomixis, and third one is called as a adventive embryony. These are the three main categories of apomixis. Let's study about the first category, that is called as a recurrent apomixis. What is recurrent apomixis? In recurrent apomixis, the formation or development of embryo sac rise from an archisporial cell or from some other parts of the nucellus is called as a recurrent apomixis. Such a type of the embryo sac is arise from the archisporial cell or from the some other parts of the nucellus is called as a recurrent apomixis. One of the special phenomenon that is called as a diplospory. What is diplospory? Diplospory means unreduced embryo sac is derived from diploid megaspore mother cell, that is for example Taraxacum. And what is apospory? Apospory means nucellar cells gives rise to apomictic embryo sac, which is called as a apospory. This is about the recurrent apomixis. Recurrent apomixis, we can study two special terms, diplospory and apospory. Diplospory means unreduced embryo sac derived from diploid megaspore mother cell. There is a special example that is called as a Taraxacum. Apospory means nucellar cells gives rise to apomictic embryo sac. These are about the recurrent apomixis. Second category of apomixis is called as a non-recurrent apomixis. Why it is called as a non-recurrent apomixis? Because megaspore mother cell undergo unusual meiotic division to form haploid embryo sac. Such a haploid embryo sac, the embryo is developed from egg by parthenogenesis or some other nucellus of gametophyte through apogamy. The plants, these non-current apomixis, the newly formed plants are generally sterile. Why they call it as sterile? Because such a plant do not reproduce sexual type of reproduction. Therefore, plants are produced by recurrent apomixis is generally sterile in nature. Third category of apomixis is called as a adventive embryony. Why it is called as a embryonic embryony? Because embryo may develop from somatic nucellus or integuments along with normal zygotic embryo, and such a condition is commonly seen in mango, orange and lemon. Adventive embryony gives rise to the condition which is called as a polyembryony. This is about apomixis. In last year, in old syllabus, apomixis चा अर्थ थोडक्यात असा दिला होता की seeds are formed without fertilization. Therefore, we can study about detail about apomixis. They are divided into three categories: recurrent apomixis, diplospory and apospory included. In non-current apomixis, we can study about the sterile plants are produced, and the adventive embryony is help for polyembryony. Therefore, we can study about the third important criteria, that is called phenomenon called as a parthenocarpy. The term parthenocarpy was first coined by scientist Knoll in 1902. What is parthenocarpy? Parthenocarpy is a special type of process in which fruits are developed without fertilization, which is called as a parthenocarpy, and such a type of fruit is called as a parthenocarpic fruit. The parthenocarpic fruits are generally seedless, ज्याला आपण बी नसणारी फळं म्हणतो ती आहेत. The special type of hormone that is called as auxin. The auxin is called as IAA. What is the long form of IAA? Indole 3-acetic acid, which are produced in placental tissue of unfertilized ovary. Therefore, placental tissue of unfertilized ovary produce the hormone that is called as auxin, and such auxin is indole 3-acetic acid, which helpful for enlargement of ovary. Due to enlarged ovary, fruits are developed. Such a fruits are look like a normal fruit, but such a fruits are seedless. Therefore, called as a parthenocarpy and parthenocarpic fruits. What is polyembryony? It is a special type of mechanism. What is polyembryony? More than one embryo inside the seed is called as a polyembryony. This condition was first noticed by scientist Leeuwenhoek in 1790 in the seeds of citrus genus. Then polyembryony is divided into two types, true polyembryony and false polyembryony. Why it is called as a true polyembryony? Because many embryos arise in the embryo sac is called as a true polyembryony. What is meant by false polyembryony? The different embryo sacs in the same ovule is called false embryony. These are the normal type, that is true polyembryony, false polyembryony. Another special type is called as adventive polyembryony. What is adventive polyembryony? Embryo developed directly from diploid cells of nucellus and integument is called as adventive polyembryony. Such adventive polyembryony is normally seen in the citrus genus. Second specialized type of polyembryony is called as a cleavage polyembryony. What is cleavage polyembryony? Zygote proembryo sometimes, not all time, they sometimes divides into many parts or unit. In such a each unit or each part is developed into embryo, which is called as a cleavage polyembryony. Cleave means many parts or many units, that is called as a cleavage polyembryony. What is the significance of polyembryony? Polyembryony increase the chances of survival of new plant. This is about the polyembryony. There are two types and recently two types. Old two types is called as a true polyembryony and false polyembryony. Recent two types is called as adventive polyembryony and cleavage polyembryony. Therefore, today we can finish the first chapter, that is called as a reproduction in lower and higher plants.